Wild card Wednesday on markets. Drop grind. Loaded. Loaded. Time to shake the charts. Lights low, base high, we scan that chart. Chart prime signals like a glow in the dark. OC scribbling spaghetti with spark. Army Piper sniping, entries like arts. Frank got zones and he don't miss. JR goes nose solid like mist. My queen clean with a flipped up twist. Run flash from the crew and the trend gets dissed. Wild card Wednesday, charts go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom. Melissa Cole bounces like she read the tape. Chart prime lit, now we breach escape. Put caught in with the breakout shape. All set, vibing like a market ape. Buck minds logic, heart brain metal. Feedback zone and we never unsettled. Chart alarm hit, now we pedal to the metal. Wild card heat with a prime time level. Wild card Wednesday, charts go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom. Break a structure, we fire on sight. Chart prime called it, now we take flight. No sleep, no fear, no price too tight. We train through war with the candlelight. This the cipher, the squad, the law. LBC branded in every draw. Markets after dark, yeah we raw. Wild card Wednesday, chart to the floor. Wild card Wednesday, charts go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom. Prime that move, let the data resume. LBC fam in the late night room. We mad as hell when the bass go boom.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, like shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows.
Well, I seem to have lost a few people during the intro, but if you don't know, it's Wildcard Wednesday, and we do things a little bit different around here. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's good with me, because I'm gonna be me, the LBC. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Thank you for being here. Absolutely love you all. My brain is fried. I'm struggling because it is hot as balls outside, bro. And I have to work in this stuff. And today was just, man, brain no functioning. But what's going on, everybody? Yeah, welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad in the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. And yeah, I'm Lunar Beaches Crypto, and it is Wildcard Wednesday. And tonight we're going to get into the charts. We're going to go over some news, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. It's Wildcard Wednesday, so we kind of just go over whatever's it's really chat kind of drives the stuff that we do on Wildcard Wednesday. That's kind of the whole point, one of the points. But YouTube decided to throw me a wild card, and it's giving me the same issues that it gave OC guy, where it's not showing, it's not giving me a chat, and I don't know why. It's not giving me a chat. So I have you on the phone, so I can see you guys on the phone. So I'll just go ahead and say good evening to the people that I can see here. Good evening, Mike Volmer, here for the light. Got to get up early for work. I feel that, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Alexandra G, the mod boss, the mod queen, the mod god. What is going on? Hope you are doing well and hope you had a fantastic day, Alexandra G. Same to you, Jesse. Good luck. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here, Jesse. Lucky. G Luck. Yay, LBC in the house. Hey, LBC and fam. What's going on? All set. Hope you're doing well. All set. And Faker. 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 You're a faker? Oh, I caught up in the charts. Got lost for a second. Yeah, that's what that is what will happen. So, yep. I'm going to refresh the YouTube periodically, as long as it doesn't mess up the live stream. Did it mess up the live stream? It didn't look like it. And yeah, it's still not showing me a chat, so it is what it is. But guys, so Bitcoin held the highs, consolidated at the highs. For me, that is typically a pretty bullish signal. It's looking pretty good right now at the moment, but gotta be cautious because we are heading into our first like major level of resistance here. It's a pretty big zone, of course. It's a daily wick, so we want to penetrate into this today and keep on pushing. That's really the goal. If we can keep on pushing, then we might start getting a little more bullish around here. Okay. All right. So the daily chart is actually not looking terrible. Let's bring up just a standard RSI. Let's see what our RSI is looking like. Relative strength index, just our standard RSI. We are back above the 50, back above the moving average. So it is starting to show a little bit of strength. And we didn't get a bullish divergence. That was a bullish divergence. From here to here is also a bullish divergence, because it's a hidden bullish divergence. That's why people don't see it, because it's hidden in plain sight. So you have your price moving to the upside, and you see it getting a nice bounce here. We go from the same low here on the RSI and go to this low here. Clearly, we have a divergence between the price and the oscillator. Now, if we come over here, come down here, not really a divergence. This is a little more flat. I mean, it is technically more to the upside. So they're both pushing to the upside, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That is actually a really good thing. It is good to get back above the 50. You are above the 50 level on your RSI, then that shows that momentum is strong at the moment, at least. Which that doesn't mean it can't just come right back down and fall below the 50. So you really kind of want to see it get a little bit higher and start pushing even more. Now, if it can come down and break this, or come up and break this, then that would be pretty good. You could also draw patterns on your RSIs. You can see we're getting a little bit of a breakout on this RSI. So, and this ended yesterday. This closed, well, I guess is it printing? Calculate divergence. Wait, does this give divergences? I didn't know that. I haven't used an RSI in so long. Look at that. I done forgot what I was trying to do. I'm telling you guys, my brain is absolutely fried. I was cleaning, see, I was plumbing today. I was plumbing some equipment on a pool pad, and yeah, man, it was kind of one of those I got to measure 3 times before I cut type of days. The sun, just sitting in the sun while it's just beaming on you for hours. It's not good. It's not good. But maybe it is good. Maybe it is good for your health to get all that sun. Maybe not so much for the good for the skin, but yeah. So how about Mr. President, Mr. Trump, dropping the F-bomb on TV today? Thought it was pretty fantastic, to be quite honest. I'm not even, those that know me know that I'm not like a big Trump supporter or anything. I want him to do well because he's my president, so there's that. But man, not gonna lie, that was straight up just absolutely amazing. And that's why the title of the stream is what it is. Bitcoin doesn't know what the it's doing. What the frick? I'm not gonna say this is, even though it's Markets After Dark, it is still a mostly family friendly show. I'll say mostly because sometimes we do get a little wild around here, but mostly tame. But yeah. So we'll see what, if anything, trumps over. I think they're in the Netherlands for the NATO summit, and from what I gather, I wonder. From what I gather, what's their faces? China. They get a lot of their oil from Iran, as Americans like to call it. You get a lot of oil from Iran, and so they're kind of wanting this whole thing to kind of subside. So they're kind of like, they're basically saying Iran needs to just back off. But I don't know. I think that apparently a ceasefire might be actually in action, but I don't really know. Fact check. Did the SEC drop its appeal against Ripple? Why are we fact checking this? Okay. But oil, I mean, on the 4-hour has absolutely bottomed out here. So could see a move up in oil potentially coming into this imbalance in here. And then we'll see what it does from there. Maybe it'll just stabilize for a little while. But we'll see. It is, the summertime. We do tend to see oil prices pick up. Prices in general pick up in the summertime because people are out. They're doing things. They're spending more money. That's why Powell's during his testimony was talking about how, the summertime, he expects, inflation to continue or to get to grow in the summer. This is not the chart that I wanted, but it's the chart that you get. This is reminding me of something very, I'll just show you. Okay. I have a refined opinion. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't think any of us really know what's going on, bro. None of us really know what's going on. What's going on? Where's New Earth Guardian when you need him? I once adhered to a ceasefire, mainly because the batteries on the Xbox controller died. Still going with the Call of Duty jokes. I never played Call of Duty. I say that, but you already know. I played Call of Duty, but I have played it, but it was never a hobby. I don't know. So this is what this whole little thing is kind of reminding me of. That's one of the perks of being in the charts for so long, is that you can kind of see things, see patterns happening over and over again. Whoop. It's really like that. It's just a tighter version. Toit. It's toit. Pretty toit. Look at that. It's almost a 1-to-1. Almost a 1-to-1. Get off of this magnet, my goodness. Glorious. Let's just see what happens if I put a middle line on this resistance area. Remember, this is the daily wick. Oh, look at that. Just absolutely. I did not predict that. I didn't say that was going to happen. So we could see that push up close into that 108, 109 area that we have been watching and considering for potential rejection. So just be aware that that is a level to be watching. We also have, now I need my magnet. We also have, there we go, 786 right there. Right there. So 107,970, you got the 786. So more confluence there. Go ahead and pull a fixed range volume profile on this range that is just above the value area high. Let's go ahead and pull from the very top here. Okay, and right above that, we do have a value area high at about 108, 800. Go ahead and bring up the coin glass legend chart. I'll get that up in a second. But we can see we have these 3 spikes here in volume right here, 1, 2, and 3. And right now we are in this little zone where there's no volume. So odds are is we push through that and get up to this next high volume zone here. This wave crest, this crest in the wave. Throw some waves in the chat. Take a look at the heat map. Excuse me. Taking a look at the heat map, we do see that we have a lot of liquidity down below us. A lot of untapped liquidity that we could come down to and sweep, but we may move to the upside before it does that, before it moves down here and takes these. If it even does take these. I am interested. Oh, I should not have scrolled on the chart itself because now it's wigging out. Okay, whoa, all right, what we're doing. Okay, kind of weird. All right, there we go. Legend. Waves in the chat. Thank you, Alexandra G for always coming through as always. So yeah, stacked orders up here between that 109, 300 and 110. Looks like maybe they've pulled some back a little bit because these will pop up and go away. This is a true footprint. You can see, whoa. Most of the liquidity is up here at the between 109, 200 and 110, 250. So a little over $1,000 difference right there. So I'll just, and you know, we have high spikes in volume up here. So I do think we probably get up to 109, at least 109. Let's move this back over here. 109. So yeah, and that's right there at the 887 at 109, 237. So I mean, it's right there, right at a fib level, and also this high volume node right here. So, and we could pierce that value area high, and then we'll see what happens from there. Pierce the value area high, tap that 887. We'll see if we consolidate and then break, or if we get a nice little ABC pullback and then continue to the upside. So are we just going to go ahead and break it, or are they going to come back down for more liquidity and before they move to the upside? We do have an imbalance in the chart here. However, we are above this big volume node here. Okay, we are above that and the point of control. So that's looking good. Let's take in a little more value area high. Yeah, 108.5. I still think, I mean, 108.5 is probably where I'd relatively equal highs here on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. These highs got to get taken. It feels like it. Feels like this high's got to get taken. This thing might just keep on keeping on. So looking pretty good there on the Bitcoin chart. Bring up the base man. Let's bring up these levels. Let's go ahead and delete all this stuff. Just delete. There we go. All right, so we are above the previous daily high, and if we can hold that, and it looks like, and we've already closed one candle above it. If we, or actually we've closed 1, 2, 3 candles above the previous daily high. That is that's nice. That's nice. You can hold that previous daily high. I hate this with all of my being, just because it just looks like a bunch of lows that want to get taken out, and we get a nice big Bart Simpson, right? Don't take that the wrong way, you gross people. Whatever. Anyways, let's see. Control Z to undo. Yeah, I know this. I think we'll have a correction. Kelly, what's going on, Kelly? Sorry, I'm having to look at my phone for for the chat because yeah. Having to look at my phone for the chat because the chat's not worky. It's no worky. Ethereum, what are we looking like on Ethereum? That might give us a hint on what we could be seeing with Bitcoin. This looks more horrendous than Bitcoin, but it doesn't really mean much at this point in time. We still have the liquidity to the upside. Now, if Ethereum fails to go along with Bitcoin and breaking highs, then we could get an SMT divergence, bearish SMT divergence, smart money tracker, smart money tool, whatever, whichever one sounds better to you. It's just it's a divergence between two highly correlated assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, or like the S&P and Nasdaq, or the S&P and the Dow Jones, or any of those three, combination of those three. If you get a divergence where one is putting in a higher high and the other one isn't, typically that is a sign that smart money is in the market, and they're trying to boost one thing up a little more and they're selling off another one at the same time. It's kind of, all you need to know is that one price is going up, the other one's not following along. It's not creating a new high. Bearish divergence if it's on the top end. And you typically get a pullback in both assets. And then you also get bullish SMT divergences when price on one thing is putting in higher highs, but price on another one is putting in higher lows, and the prices on the other one are putting in lower lows, and you get a bullish SMT divergence. Take a look at the S&P coming very, very close to breaking its all-time high today. So close, so close. The Nasdaq came even closer, I do believe. Yep, it's still going. Coming even closer. I mean, did it actually touch it? Hello? It touched it. It touched it. One high 22,448.25. 22,448.25. Hello? Is that a new high? New all-time high? 22,425. It did set a new all-time high. Well, would you look at that? Nasdaq set a new all-time high today. Or yesterday, rather. All right. The Dow Jones getting the breakout. All right. Dow Jones is finally starting to get cooking too. What about all Russell 2000? That's looking better. I should just trade stocks, man. They're so much easier. Probably because I understand institutional trading way more. Probably because there's more structure to institutional trading, whereas crypto's a lot of not structure. It's just kind of very volatile, very all over the place. And a lot of people say that's why you can make a lot of money in crypto, but at the same time, people make a crap ton of money in the stock market too because they know how to trade it. But and there's way more liquidity in the stock market, so why wouldn't you trade it? My circle has been doing pretty well. I want to say it kept rocking today. I haven't looked at the chart, so we'll find out. Nope, it dropped. It dropped. That's fine. We're talking about this gap anyway. Got another gap down here as well. Previous week low, previous week high. Sweep of the previous week high. That's not a good sign. You get a sweep of the previous week high, and then you come down. I might want to sell my my circle. But we shall see. I'll probably hold on to it for now. Let's see. Our total market. Back this on up. This is still looking pretty good. Let's take Spaceman off so we can see what the heck we're looking at. All right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'll see you probably all in the morning. Motivational mindset. Good night, everybody. Good night. Jesse, good luck. What's going on, Harp? How you doing? What's going on, Jay Vi? Hope y'all are doing well. Duality C, hello. What is that indicator LBC that makes everything white? It's not an indicator. My borders and wicks are white. That's how I get everything white. Just my borders and my wicks. Well, you know, when I zoom in, you can see the colors. But when I zoom out, and it just makes it easier for when you zoom out, it's easier to just see the structure. Because that's what matters to me the most on when you're on a macro time frame. But the Spaceman is these are just price or time-based price levels. Time being, you know, the current year. The year is the time, the low of that, the previous quarter low, the quarterly open. So that would be the March, April, January, February, March. It'd be the April open. Which we're actually coming up to a quarterly close that I haven't even thought about looking at the quarters. In a while. Not even on Macro Monday. What is wrong with me? I mean, that's a loaded question, but get rid of this. That actually looks pretty good. You have an inversion fair value gap here that held. You could also say that was order block, a continuation block. Getting a push off of that. Relatively equal highs here. This is for the entire crypto market. So that actually looks pretty good right there. I did notice Bitcoin looking quite similar. So 3 month, I mean, if we get that 3 month and we close above this and we engulf all of the previous quarter and we close and we get our highest quarterly close of the year, obviously that would be our highest quarterly close of the year. It's only the second quarter, but the highest one quite some time. It takes out the closes above these highs, and it could be super bullish. Potentially putting in bearish divergence here, although this is just steady rising, and that's what you want to see before things really go parabolic like they did back here in 2020 and 2021. So coming down to the monthly, we do have bearish divergence on the monthly. We did get a pullback, and we are pushing back above that 70% line, and got back above the moving average. So things are looking super bullish, in my opinion. On the macro time frame, we are still bullish, guys. Like even if we were to come back and dip down, yeah, which is still a possibility. But as Bitcoin continues to move to the upside and continues to push, I mean, it's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. It's actually looking pretty good. Got the nice swing failure. SFP of the low here, pushing back to the upside. We'll see what it does. when or if and when it comes up to this high at 110,600. We'll see what it does there. I don't really care about that high, because if we're looking at this as like an ABC, then I'd only really care about that high. I want to see that B wave get taken out and push this thing to the upside. Now, as far as trends go, we have broken this trend here. Sorry, I am a little bit all over the place. I do realize that. We're actually fighting up against this downwards trend right now. So we do want to see that break, hopefully today. I would say today, Wednesday. We need to break this, get above it, and just keep pushing to the upside. If we can get another big daily candle, man, and it really shows us some conviction, and we get a close above this high right here on the daily, I would say one of the days this week, by Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, if we can get a close above that high, it'd be really nice. And if we could get a weekly close above that high, that would be even better. But the weekly, I'd be more wanting to see it just get above that B wave, close above that B wave. Then it's likely we will see continuation to the upside. Currently, I'm still, like I was showing you, I'm worried, or I'm cautious that, that we might come down to sweep these lows before we continue higher. So just consider that as a possibility. But we do have Powell doing testimony. So today was his testimony with Congress. Tomorrow is his testimony with the Senate. So we will see. Well, dog's going crazy. Daughter just got home from work. I forgot where I was. Forget about it. Doesn't really matter. Just be careful, because this can be engineered liquidity to get you to buy before they come down and sweep and then push it to the upside. So be careful. If it does get the break, look for the retest, and then the continuation. Likely this is the 1 hour. So if it does break on the 1 hour, I would drop down to the 5 minute. So, and then we would look for it to hold, and then potentially go long, either not here, but breaking an internal high here and closing above it. That's when I would say, all right, I'm going to go long, put my stop loss below low, and then let it go. See what happens. Think it gets up to that 109. Are you trying to falter now, Bitcoin? We shall see. News flow. Bitcoin poised for rally as geopolitical tensions ease and inflation expectations fall. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the Fed might cut early, and I still don't think that'll be the case. We'll see. I don't know. People keep trying to say that they might make an emergency cut because the labor market is starting to show signs of weakness, and Powell even said as much during the testimony today, which is why the market is still kind of looking a little more bullish. Man, SEI is still going. My goodness. Sorry, squirrel moment. This is looking good too, because you put in a higher high. No bearish divergences where it matters. I mean, you had a little one here that did give you a little bit of gave you the pullback before the launch. And yeah, SEI is just going, man. Is there any news on it? What? I don't know anything about the project. STX, Stacks. Whoa, look at that pump. Hello. That's on the current 4 hour too. All right, way overextended here on the RSI. Let's go ahead and get rid of the RSI, and let's bring up tonight's sponsor, Chart Prime. Check out the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro or Oscillator package. Get 45% off your first month. Try it out for pretty cheap. You also get access to the Discord, signals, trading mentorship, trading classes, daily trading classes, Monday through Friday, with Alex O Crypto and the OC guy. And I think they're still doing that. I haven't been in one in a while. I don't even know if I've been alerted that they've that they are doing it. So I don't know. But shout out to Chart Prime. Link in the description down below. Check it out. Pretty sweet package deal. Mog coin. No idea what this is. I'm gonna assume it's a meme because it's called Mog. Or is it like a play on MAGA? Or is it MAGA? I've heard Northerners say MAGA. $3 on the way. If it breaks out, it can. Yep. I'll just say that $3 on the way. If it can break, we'll say if it can. I mean, if it breaks the $1.46 high, $1.47 high, then it would likely, I think, shoot up to this next high over here at about $3. So keep an eye on Mog. What are you trying to do, Bitcoin Cash, other than take everybody's money by doing a fake out pump? Absolutely the biggest bull flag ever. Let's get off of let's do I haven't looked at Bitcoin Cash in a minute. For good reason. Still in. What is this line even here for? Doesn't make sense. Go back to the weekly. This thing looks like it's gonna freaking rip if it breaks out here. Bitcoin Cash of all things. I'm telling you, man, this is the proof of work cycle, man. Proof of work and memes. Memes, because this whole dang market's a casino. XRP looking good. API 3. I've seen worse, but I've seen better. Don't really care how this is looking. Sweet. I show you how long it's been since I looked at this one. How many weeks is this? When was the last time? April 7th. Sweet. At least this chart, this specific chart. I haven't looked at my Blofin perps in a while because I've been going by Bybit because they have more volume on their charts. I trade, or I do my orders and whatnot I do my actual trading on Blofin. I do. And but I use the Bybit chart on TradingView because there's just more liquidity on Bybit. So yeah, but I don't have access to Bybit. Not without a VPN, and I don't know if they do KYC, so I don't know. I don't be trying to mess with all that. What's going on? Wick? Did I see Wick in here earlier? I thought I did. I don't even know if I shouted out Wick. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm seeing things. Good evening. Can you please take a look at SWE? Thank you. Oh, look at that. We're on it right now, bud. We are on it. Let me pick a chart that's got a more history on it. Let's take a looky here. So we're on the weekly. Of course, it's a very new coin relative to a lot of coins. So not going to have too much history on it. The weekly chart is looking pretty good. It did come down into a weekly fair value gap here. That's nice. Got a sweep of it. It can break back above that weekly fair value gap. It can get that. If it can get a weekly close above $3.17, then it could be and should be well on its way to higher prices. Let's see. Let's bring a trend line down in here. This high here. These highs here. So these are going to be the highs that I want to watch for SWE. I want to see a break above this trend line and above this high. At least crack that high at $3.55, 56 cents. Get a pullback, and that could potentially set up an inverse head and shoulders. And then you get the breakout. So I'm kind of thinking we might finish this week bullish, and then we might go bearish for a week or two, and then middle of July things really start to ramp up. I'm still sitting on that, even though I hate trying to predict timing the market. I often get my ideas right, market structure, all that stuff, because it's what needs to happen in order for these things to happen. So, but timing it is a whole completely different other thing. USDT dominance did get a break above that high there. That's looks like a rejection. Is this our B wave completed? B wave complete. Time for C wave. And of course, if that is the case, and this really breaks down, starts taking out these lows, then the opposite of that means that Tether is going into assets, which means prices go up ski. USDC is looking kind of weak as well. See that start to push down. You start to see this push down, it's inversely correlated with your crypto assets, which means they would move to the upside. So, excellent. What's going on, Drewski? How you doing? Liquidated my Bitcoin Cash at 240. Ooh. Oh, like you closed it out, like your holdings? I think that's what you mean by that. The Bitcoin spot ETS finally seeing some life. Let's see. Let's check out the IBIT shares. I want to try and stay on this one, man. Try to stay on this one. Keep watching. Look at this gap. What is this? I just hate this chart so much just because of all the gaps. Looking at a chart like this, just still on a Heikin-Ashi. What is okay. I mean, it's just your standard. It's your same Bitcoin chart, but I've also got this Heikin-Ashi plus Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus swing trades, 4 hour daily and 4 hour, 15-minute entries. Check it out. Might be something worth looking at. Market Oracle Pro Plus. The daily is, the dynamic reactor, daily dynamic reactor is well below us, sitting at about 53.39. Who knows what that means? Let's go over to the Bitcoin chart. All right, so this one we actually did get a bounce off of the daily quantum reactor. So got the ABC, getting everything that we wanted to see, and I am very close to just calling this thing wrapped up and ready to go. Because we did get the ABC, the C came with the capitulation. wiping out hundreds of millions of dollars in leverage. And that typically marks the end of a correction. Is some type of, or at least, just the ABC, end of correction. You get a nice sweep of liquidity, and then you start to push to the upside. I mean, so this is actually playing out exactly how, we were kind of looking at it and thinking about it. I thought that we might go lower than we have gone, but it might be done. It might be in. The bottom might be in. We might continue to the upside. But the key thing, again, is still going to be to get above highs, and then we can really get to ripping. Okay. Once I think we are on our last leg of the cycle for Bitcoin, which means I'm looking at 150K plus, 140K plus. We'll see. I really want that 202. I really want 202 because I want to be right on my 2025 prediction from last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year, from March of last year. So, just because, it'd just be cool. Just be cool to hit that. Watch it hit 212, which was Alex O's prediction. Brain farty. But if we do get a push here and we do break out, then we'll want to be watching. Piper had me put on a 1.272. I think that was Piper that made me put that on there. We've got $118,860 right there. 1.618 is where I think our next stop would most likely be, at $130,000. Really close, about $50 away from 131,000. So I do think we get up to that 1.618 at the very least, and probably start pushing even higher than that if everything kind of falls in line at the right time. Geopolitical tensions are kind of moot, or just there's no uncertainty with it. That's the main thing. When there's uncertainty in a market, you tend to get downside. What marked the bottom? U.S. bombs Iran. It's always a narrative, and it makes you almost want to go crazy because of how often it happens. Last cycle, it was Coinbase IPO. Everybody was super bullish. Everybody was super euphoric. Coinbase IPOs marks the high of the market. The high. I believe that one was the high. After that, I think, was when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live. That marked a high. Just those are big news-driven events, and those tend to mark highs. Buy the rumor, sell the news type of deal on that. And then with like global conflicts, like the Ukraine war, you'll get the downwards capitulation move. Ukraine, Russia, the whole war starts or whatever. Price starts to creep down, and then boom, flushes because you just trigger enough sell orders at the right time, and you can get a flush, a capitulation of the market, and then it just goes right back up. And that might be exactly what we got here. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, it's looking good, man. We're above the quantum and the daily reactors. Got to bounce off of them on the daily chart. That's on Heikenashi's. Does the market oracle is the dynamic reactor and the quantum? No, they're both right there too. Okay. Nice bounce off of that, man, and it's this thing, if we can get our trend fusion back above the 0 line, our trend 7, and our money flow back above the 0 line tomorrow or Thursday, someday this week, if we could just get that push, man, then I think we'll be looking pretty good. We'll be sitting pretty, and we'll start looking for those longs, and really feeding the beast, feeding the bulls. And yeah, Dixie still trying to track lower. Still tracking lower. Australian dollar still all right. So we're holding the dynamic reactor. So that could continue to push higher. If that continues to push higher, that'll bring the Dixie down. The euro continuing to push higher. The euro makes up more than 50% of the Dixie, because the Dixie is a basket of assets, of dollar weighted assets, dollar, I guess, whatever, dollar paired assets, and it's the Australian dollar, the euro, the British pound, the Canadian dollar, and the Japanese yen. And if all of these are pushing up against the dollar, then the dollar is obviously going to be going down. But the euro makes up over 50% of this basket of assets. So if this is pushing up, the Dixie is typically pushing down. British pound is also still pushing to the upside. The Canadian dollar, this is the USD versus the Canadian dollar, so it's a little deceptive. So it's actually more like this. So you actually have the Canadian dollar gaining on the Dixie, and the Japanese yen still below resistance, but getting a bounce off of the dynamic reactor. Still holding the dynamic reactor. If it can get pushing too, then that Dixie will really start pushing to the downside, which means our assets are inverse correlated with the Dixie, which means they should move to the upside. But yeah, everything is looking good, pretty good right now. Wednesday, after a consolidation Tuesday, we should see something happen Wednesday. Especially when you get a big move on Monday. I don't know why I did that. Especially when you get a big move on Monday and then price holds at the highs. That actually bodes well for the rest of the week. So right now, personally, I'm looking for longs. Short term, tight stops, not getting careless, but looking for longs nonetheless. Accidentally opened OBS Studio. I stream off Streamlabs. Accidentally opened OBS Studio, and now it's freezing up. No, close the program, please. No, I don't need you to send reports to Microsoft. Go away. All right, guys. That's going to be it for tonight's show. Man, that hour went by quick. My goodness. Thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. And tomorrow is going to be just as hot, so don't expect a much better LBC brain. Staying hydrated. That's my main goal, is to stay hydrated and not die. So, gonna listen to the alumni song with you guys on the way out, and that'll be it. Thank you all for joining me. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Join the Discord. I know Alexandra G put it in the chat, pinned it in the chat. So make sure you join the Discord if you are new. It's just $5. You get access to all different kinds of things. Just join it. You'll see. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys, and I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. and an even better tomorrow. Mad love. Peace out. Good night. Bye.
I don't trade dreams, I cocoa fate. Staring at the charts while the world gets late. 808s hit like a comet through the dark. Every fib line's like a glow in the park. Alice G, mod queen divine. She called the shit before it even hits the line. Army Piper speaking signals through the stream. Making places like a prophecy dream. Port corp lighting up the AM flame. Crypto sun rises in his name. OC God with the line so big. Spaghetti charts cooked with 100% intent. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight. Trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. 808s boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase bumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. Jay on the shadow, slipping through the zone. Ninja on the block, never moving alone. Buck digging deep in the digital minds. Loose cannon with precision, yeah, he read them signs. Frank the tank, bringing vibes and heat. Talk slick, but his charts don't miss a beat. Jesus saves seven, praying with the light. Faith in the levels, trust in the fight. Melissa hold the legacy down. LBC, so she wear that crown. All set, beaming high vibe rays. While heart throw horns through the gamma waves. We in the madhouse, stars in our sight. Trading constellations every single night. From the bottom we rose, now we chart like gods. Celestial moves with the squad at odds. 808s boom while the trend line bends. We don't chase bumps, we transcend. It's cosmic entries, divine exits. Markets after dark where the truth gets lit. So if you hear that tone in the void at night, that's not an echo. That's us. Still here. Still mad.